Hello everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome to my stream. I'm DC. You can find me all over the internet. DC Lasair. DC Lasair. Trying to find my mouse. There it is. Exclamation mark DC in chat pulls up my website and my blue sky. It'd be great if you visited those and make graph go up. Just click around and, you know, make graph go up. Also, I'm an affiliate for places. First up is Doris, a link in bio site. Use the affiliate code that goes into chat. And if you sign up for Doris Pro, use my discount code DC Lasair to get 30% off for 3 months. Also, join the affiliate program for Fantasy Grounds. They're a virtual tabletop, and they have a wonderful new reader app now in beta. And if you use the affiliate link when you make a purchase, a little bit of that goes to support me. All right, welcome on in. Let's get the music paused. There we go. How y'all doing? Thanks for joining me on a fine Friday. Got lots of things to talk about. Specifically, we'll go over Discord and then something from the app protocol called Standard Site, which has been around for a few months now, but I wanted to cover it anyway. And also Obsidian has an interesting thing in its latest beta, so we'll talk about that as well. And then some random websites that I found that are kind of fun. So that's all coming up very soon. I got my feet in the feet warmer. So who said hi? Brian, hi. Kryzakon, hello. Welcome on in. Good to see yous. Thanks for coming on in. Let me make sure that stream is streaming everywhere it needs to be streaming. Yeah, okay. Stream is streaming everywhere it needs to be streaming. And I think I have everything up and ready to go. Double checking. I don't really have any plans this weekend, so maybe I can actually finish my Obsidian Vault tutorial and get that out there to everybody. That'd be great. This is the person who's been procrastinating on it for a month. Let's see. What else we have? Ooh, got a sub sandwich from the grocery store for sub tonight. For dinner for sub. For sub tonight, I got a sub. Otherwise, I'll probably be catching up with shows like Freerin and New Bookish on Sunday night. I'm loving that show. If you have PBS Masterpiece, check it out. Freerin is continuing to be amazing in its second season. Really like, I got a little thingy there. There we go. All right. I think I got everything ready. Oh, programming things. Next week will be, as usual, Monday will be more Suikoden 2. Same with Tuesday. Wednesday will be Craft Day. Thursday, back to video gaming. Friday will be yet another Tech Friday. February 25th. I won't be streaming because I'll be doing a teaching thing. And then charity game will be on April 4th. That's the first Saturday in April. So come on by this very channel for that. Be fantastic. All right. I think everything's set. Double checking. All right. Let's get into it, because today is Tech Friday. Yay! Everyone should be waving their hands Muppet style in the air. You know, a proper yay! And, you know, do the thing. It's fun. It stretches your arms. So today, we have to talk about Discord. As you may have heard, maybe you've heard this, but Discord is going to be requiring age verification on some people somehow. No idea how that's going to work yet. I mean, they tell us, but until we get to the point of actually experiencing it just seems weird. Right? Plus, there's the whole, you know, they're going to require people who they ask for age verification to do like a face scan or ID, and they promise it goes away right away. Again, we don't know until people actually do it and can go, oh yeah, they are doing what they say they're doing, or not. Still not great. One of the services, I saw this on video. I've watched like 3 or 4 videos now on it. One of the services they were going to use or are using for age verification is called K-ID, or KID, get it? And you could set this up real simply, because D&D Beyond did it using KID. They just say, put in your birthday. You do that. You hit the button, and you're done. You've verified your age. Don't need to use facial scan stuff at all. And then the whole conversation over why is age verification required by Discord in the first place? Where is that information going? Who has it? You know, if it's going to a third partner, are they doing what they say they're doing? Plus, there's also the recent data breach, which these things happen, but it's still in recent memory, because I think it was just October. And, you know, not a lot of people have rebuilt up that trust. So there are a lot of videos and things going out there about alternatives to Discord. And I wanted to bring up some of those. I haven't tried any of these. I'm probably not going to. I would actually like videos showing off the interfaces of all these sites before I go to one, and a little more description of what they do, because again, sometimes the sites themselves are not the best promotion of the thing. But here's an article from PC Gamer. They tested 3. So if you want to see what they recommend, do that. And hey, woo, Sandworm Raid! Thank you, Tanya, for coming on in, bringing your folks over. Welcome on in. Yay, hope the rest of Dune went fun. Or went fun. Was fun. Thank you for the follow, Tactical Pinup. Appreciate that. Hey everyone, I'm DC. Oh, I should do the thing. I don't remember if the button works for the thing. Wait, where's my button for the thing? Button for a thing. Look, I have a button. There it is. All right, let's see if this works. Yeah. So I'm DC. You can find me all over the internet. DC Lasair. Exclamation mark DC in chat brings up my website and my Blue Sky profile, so you can follow me over there as well. I'm a producer of TTRPG Actual Plays, done many charity streams. I even produced the last 2 seasons of a show you may have heard of called Rivals of Waterdeep, which is fantastic, and you should go listen to it if you haven't, or even re-listen to it, because it's a fantastic show. I'm a moderator for a bunch of places. I talk about tech here on the channel on Fridays. The rest of the week is video games. And you'll find me talking about detective shows and comics and anime. And look, I go through a lot of rabbit holes, okay? The latest one being Obsidian. Or perhaps the one I talk about the most being Obsidian, but yeah. And follow it. Anyway, I was just getting started into talking. Oh, thank you for the lurk. Just getting started onto talking about Discord and the Discord around Discord. And how I was hoping for more videos on some of these Discord alternatives, like a look inside, what they do, how they're set up, and everything. And I wanted to go point out a few I had seen. Talkroot. Again, I have not personally tried any of these. I'm unlikely. I'm just not going to try out 5 different alternatives. I don't have the time to do that. There's one called Root. Built for action, according to their site. And a lot of these sites are prepares to put social media in dumpster, pour lighter fluid on it, toss a match, and walk away. Yeah. Hey, Springleaf, welcome on in. Because, like, come on, y'all, I can't do this. Neither can I. And I'll get to that in a minute. But there's Root. One, if you want to try any of these. There's one, it used to be called something else. Now it's called Stoat, S-T-O-A-T. And some of the old branding, it still exists on their site, if you go look. Also, we've been hearing a lot about TeamSpeak, TeamSpeak Beta 6 specifically, doing more Discord-like things. And there's one called Matrix, which seems to be gaining popularity. However, if you remember the Matrix movies, the being in the Matrix wasn't a good thing. The Matrix was controlled by evil things, and they were fought against. So I'm not sure why you would call something Matrix. I mean, I get Matrix is more than just the movies, but and term used, but still. Anyway, oh, that's still TeamSpeak. Well, yeah, it's still social media, right? That's TeamSpeak again. Sorry. Try Matrix. There we go. So if you want to check those out, and I don't know if any of them are actually Discord replacements. Do they have forums? Do they have webhooks? Because I have some webhooks. I have some very useful things that talk between one program and Discord and do some posting and other things. Do any of these have there? TeamSpeak, you can have, I think it's like 20 some people, then you got to pay for up to 30 some people in your community. So there's different pricing schemes, and I don't think any of these right now, none of them sound like they work as well as Discord. Just saying TeamSpeak made me feel all of my age, right? You know, I know I would miss forums. Guess we need to bring back MySpace, right? Tom, are you still out there? we need you. And so do you think that floppy disk will ever return? I mean, might as well, right? throw in floppy disk too. And hey, maybe zip drives. Ooh, cassette drives. Old media is hot media. It never went away. We just lost our drives, right? GeoCities, baby. Hey, Dre, welcome on in. There is currently a website that does where you can make a website that looks like GeoCities. Don't have any of the 5-inchers. Rex, hello, welcome on in. And so I don't know if any of these alternatives actually meet the functionality I'm getting out of Discord. And none of us really know what's going to happen. You know, what the Discord promise of not everybody is going to need to do this. Age verification thing, what actually happens to the age verification is something we can't look at because it hasn't happened yet. And is this just going to be more of, oh, we're all going to abandon Windows because we don't want Windows 11, and now Windows 11's at 1 billion users, and then we'll still all have Discord and, you know, everything like that? Is that just another one of those moments? Or will there actually be something that comes up as a replacement for those who don't want Discord? Now myself, I don't know if I could leave Discord because I am in a couple of large communities, you know, do stuff there. There's a lot. You know, companies have put a lot into their Discords. And to just move that, again, it's finding yet another social media platform, trying to recreate that experience that people are used to interacting with you now in another light, and just not having all of the same things. And let me catch up on chat here. You'll make your own GeoCities page and we can hang out there. Oh, I can sign your guest book and look at all the gifts? Nice. I want to go to Chrysocon's page. Feels like the endpoint of users made this place great, the owners killed it. It's coming faster and faster for social media platforms these days, right? Time to break out the old off server. Hey, Black Widow, welcome on in. Hello, Tari, welcome. All right, I also have this analysis of the situation. It's a clip from the This Week in Tech Network, does a show called Tech News Weekly, and they divide up some of their interviews into smaller clips. And this is one with one of the writers from The Verge that was covering it. So if you want a little more analysis, here's a video they did with host Micah Sargent. And yeah, check that out. One thing about Stowed is that on their page, when I hit the discovery button, my malware blocked that link for riskware. Oh, I just lost a headphone. Excuse me. There we go. Oh, wow, yeah. And so there are all these alternatives, and some people are using them. But again, these sites also kind of don't have any trust built in either, because we're just finding out about them. You know, they're new to us. I'm sure they're seeing some influx, and sometimes maybe people just need TeamSpeak so they can talk to a few friends online, and that's how they use Discord. But some of us have built whole communities, and we have a lot of things in our Discords now, and that's not easily transferable anywhere. Yeah, a new site that appears just when you need a new place to think about feels off. Yeah. And so it may not be a thing. Like I said, you know, there's going to be people who stay with Discord. We'll eventually find out if Discord, you know, how the info Discord's collecting, if they get it from you, is being used. And then everyone's still on Discord. Just like I said earlier, everyone was going to leave Windows because Windows 11, but Windows 11 has 1 billion users. So I don't think that's happening. As opposed to sites developed that have been shitposting for 5 years and no one joined, yeah. TeamSpeak might be better to have a server dedicated for it, but again, that means a cost and maintenance, also license, depending on the number of users you need. And that's rapidly becoming the issue, yep. And need to pay to host your space, yeah. Starting a GoFundMe for server costs and maintenance, right? Like, I want to make a community, fund it, because it's not like streamers are making money. Exactly. It's like, yay, we're traveling to the kitchen, getting snacks. 2 friend communities can share a server and the cost. Yeah, and that also relies on coordination. And many of us have put together TTRPG sessions, and we know what that is. Ooh, tray bake. Late lunch, early dinner, who knows? So yeah, I wanted to go over a list of alternatives Again, no idea if any one of them will pick up or if any one of them actually has to, but they're there if you want. And most of them will do the thing that Discord was originally of listening, of, just being in a game and getting clear communication over the internet with friends. Most of these seem like they'll handle that. And then they have their own different guarantees of privacy and things like that. Are they as functional as Discord? I have no idea. I'd have to watch probably more videos on them to find out. Because right now all the videos are Discord doing thing, grr, and here's alternatives, but never really exploring any one alternative. Just mentioning it and like, I like this one. And here's a couple reasons why. Okay, but can I see a little more of the interface? What's going on here? There's just not enough information about any of these. And the frustrating part also is the waiting, because what will happen between now and the end of the month with Discord and how they're approaching their age verification thing could be wildly different. It's already kind of different from what it was, a few days ago. And so I gave some alternatives just so you can kind of be aware of them in case one takes off. These seem to be the ones that I see mentioned most often. And so if you do want to go off Discord, that's fine. I mean, I use Discord, and if you want to join my Discord, all you gotta do is subscribe to me on Patreon, either or any one of these places, right here on Twitch, my Patreon, or my Coffee, and I'll send you a link to the Discord. But I have a bunch of stuff there. I have a community, I know, and all of the rabbit holes that I go down are there. There's links for Tech Friday. There's a whole ton of things. Hey, JD Lady. Just think all platforms are eventually going to have the same process because it's becoming required in more and more jurisdictions. Yeah. Yep. And if you were just joining us, I mentioned the KID verification thing. And Discord, one of the videos I saw said that Discord was going to be using that as well as some other place. And you can use K-ID with just asking people to put in their birthday. How do I know? Because that's how D&D Beyond did it. They're like, hey, we gotta do an age thing. Just put in a birthday. Hit the button. That was it. And yeah, and there's a whole thing about age verification laws and are they necessary and all that, and that's well beyond my scope of things. But there's a huge disconnect between regulatory bodies requiring these verification and tech companies keeping that info safe. Yes, exactly that. I need the true Gen X experience of being carded that the moment I type 1 into the birth year field in the website just pops up, you're good, right? They only have the month and year. It's nearly impossible for someone to pinpoint exactly who you are. Exact DOB makes that more likely. Not a website telling us we are old, right? That'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, because I I shave. I have more of a baby face. I was carded into my 30s, but it's only DOB needed, and an idea might be an idea. Okay, only leave the date to be scanned. Yeah, because on Blue Sky, I'm like, hey, today's my birthday, so it's not a huge secret of when that is. And I'm sure there's things that you can even tell the year, and you do a little math. Yeah, and to answer your earlier question, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, thanks. Got carded long past when I should have, well into my 30s as well. I understand when you said when I shave my beard, I'm back in time. That also happens to me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is just being lazy. I try to shave. Just about personal information retention. What do you need? Why do you need it? And how responsible are you for keeping it? Exactly. It's that last question that platforms are like, I don't know. We're doing this thing, but we can't tell you how we're doing it, but we are doing it. And, trust us. It'll be fine. So yeah, there's a lot of the angry videos of, Discord did this, Discord did that, and there's not really any deeper analysis of it, of what it means to be moving from Discord. Most of these videos just seem, are like, I just need voice chat, so any of these alternatives will be great. And that's just not the case for everybody. March 1st, everyone photoshopping the McLovin driver's license for Discord to scan. Like, why do all these pictures look the same? Don't worry about it. We're not supposed to worry about what you're doing with our info, so don't worry about the info we give you. Wonder if a reason the videos aren't diving deeper because there really isn't a good alternative, and that doesn't make for good video content. Exactly. I really should make a deeper voice button for content, just to modify my voice. I don't think I have one set up. Oh, I have a pitch up, but I don't have a pitch down. Have to make one of those. Wait, right? You gotta use the emote, the little TM. Of course, one of my favorite ways of expressing content was one that Nick came up with. Which I'm typing out now. Oh, that should be a closing bracket, but herb content / herb. You get the point. You always hear that voice in the Muppets voice, Sam Eagle, right? And he furrows his eyebrows. content. That'd be amazing. So if you want to talk more about Discord and things like that, feel free to put it in chat. But I had more to talk about, so moving on. There's been some activity recently along the app protocol, which is what Blue Sky runs on, and it's the federated experience thing. And so there's a group of sites that have come together and said, we're kind of doing the same thing, though we have, our differences and our different themes. Let's come up with a set of standards that uses the app protocol, but makes it easy for people to use the site. The all-terrain armored transport protocol. Oh, sorry, that's the AT-AT protocol. So they got together. You may have. There's a site called Leaflet. You can follow them on Blue Sky. You can check out leaflet.pub. And there's a couple other people. They got together and said, let's just make a standard amongst us so that other people can use it. And, if you have your app protocol handle, you can kind of easily transfer things and have things to do. So if you are looking for maybe a microblogging platform or something like that, check out, oh, sorry, again, I thought I copied something and I didn't. That was the video. Let me try that again. Copy URL, please. There we go. Go to standard.site, and that'll give you a couple of examples of people using it. Yeah, and all with the app protocol. That's where all the definitions are. So if you're programming a site like Leaflet or the other one called Packet or Offprint, and I was actually looking at Offprint. They're kind of pretty. But it is Offprint claims to be a publishing infrastructure for the open web. Easily build your audience, monetize your work, and take it all with you if you ever move. So that's kind of what Offprint and Leaflet and other places are doing with the standard, is like, hey, we're all kind of doing the same thing. Let's standardize some of this. And the reasons for that and everything you can find on the site. And Leaflet looks pretty charming. I signed up to try to get into the, are they calling it a beta? Oh, I signed in for the wait list for Offprint just because I want to try it out. See what the features are. But yeah, being able to take your info, and speaking of Discord and moving info, having these standards means if something happens or you don't like the experience, the idea is you can more easily move that information between places, all on the app protocol, which is what Blue Sky uses. So if you're on Blue Sky, you're already using the app protocol. And if you want to see Leaflet, there's their Blue Sky. And there's their home site. Once you go on their home site, you do have to click Discover, because it's like, hey, write a thing. But if you click Discover, you can see what people are doing with Leaflet right now. But yeah, that's just charming. Okay, I missed a comment. Another alternative I saw on Discord server was Steam chat groups, but again, I haven't tested it. Yeah, I saw that too. I thought that was a interesting combination of things. All right. What time we got? Oh, we're doing good on time. All right, we're going to move on to Obsidian because, of course, we are. And the latest Obsidian beta, if you're in the Obsidian Catalyst program, they you get access to the stuff they put out in beta. But they have a command line interface, CLI, that they're testing out, and they say you can use all of Obsidian using the CLI. So there's the information going over all that. So if you like command line interfaces, or you need one for some reason, Obsidian's making it. And I haven't downloaded it yet. I tend to keep my vaults off of the. I have purchased a Catalyst license. I just don't use it a lot. I kind of have a test vault, and that's where I would probably go. Okay, I want this vault to be part of the beta just so I can try it out. But yeah, I thought this was pretty unique. I don't know how much use I will personally get out of it. But I was thinking it would be neat if they offer an API into it that you could get some other things into. People could build other things that hook into the command line interface, and that might be kind of cool. So yeah, that link takes you to all the features, all the examples. It's in beta. It's still being tested and worked on. So if you want to be a part of testing it out, get a Catalyst license for Obsidian, you can test it out. Once it comes out in full, I'll give it a go proper. But like you can create databases using it bookmarks, all sorts of things. So it's wild how many functions they're putting into the command line. Yeah. All right. That covers Obsidian for now. Might do some more Obsidian later. I did want to talk about a couple of websites I found that were neat, actually. So, something fun. There is a app called OpenRGB. You can find it at openrgb.org. And it lets you connect your devices that have RGB and control them without needing the proprietary software that comes with, your keyboard or mouse or anything. It's open source. Whether it works with your device or not, you'll have to try, or I guess ask in their Discord. I like that. That's kind of cool. I like that. You're not dependent upon remembering where you got that manufacturer software. You can just download it. You could keep it on a drive somewhere should you need it again. I'm like, that's neat. The other site, I'm sure by now you've all seen those videos of people having tier lists. And so there's a website that does that for you called Quick Tier List. And you upload the images into it, drag and drop, and you can export your list as an image. You can even reset your rankings or reset everything. Starts you at S tier all the way to D tier. Yeah, there's even an option that says streamer mode at the top. I'm not sure what that does. Just kind of moves it over. Not sure what's supposed to happen with streamer mode. I can click on it and then it says exit streamer mode, and it just sort of shuffles the website over a little bit. I'm sure it's for something. If I were to put the screen on stream, that it might make more sense. But yeah, quick tier list. Do the things. Make your own lists. Share them around. Ooh, I could do a detective show tier list. That'd be fun. Like, bookish, S tier. All right, let me reload that. So if you have any other comments about anything we've talked about, let me know. Oh, there was another thing, a couple more things I forgot. I was going to wrap up the segment, but then I'm like, wait, hold on. So I came across this just the other day. Again, I'm looking into making solo TTRPG content on the content on this channel. And someone has come up with a shorthand for when you're taking notes with your solo TTRPG. And you can find that there. It's called Lone Log. And yeah, it just uses 5 different symbols, and it goes through how you put it. So when you're making notes, just put the symbol next to it and keep that consistent. And it's just a quick shorthand to remind yourself what you're doing. You can download it completely free. There's a markdown version, so that's the one I downloaded. And another thing where I went, that's pretty cool. Yay. So yeah, if you want to keep notes and keep track of what you rolled, things like that, this gives you an easy way to do that. And when I get set up for solo TTRPGs, first one I'm going to do is this one, The Librarian's Apprentice. It sounds like a lot of fun. I think it'll be a good starter point. It's great packaging too. Pick that one at PAX Unplugged. Awesome. And let's see. Oh, I should have mentioned this earlier, but to kind of bring the mood into a weird spot again, this is article over on Tech Radar. HP, Hewlett Packard, I don't know if they call themselves Hewlett Packard still, but HP is renting game laptops. That's right, you can now rent a gaming laptop. Whether that's actually worth it to you and the cost over time, I can't tell you that, but I'm looking at these and like it doesn't seem like a great deal since RAM prices are more than a car payment, right? And if you don't do their monthly payment, they do have a thing on the laptop that they're like, oh, you didn't pay, so we're going to shut down your machine. So just be aware that exists in these as well. Should you not pay your bill. Worry that's a lot of people. Yeah. People's in game for PCs. Yep. Yeah. No more own, only rent. Yeah. And they have 3 different tiers. And so you can check out all the packages on your own. See if any of them make sense. I'm not seeing that they're a great deal. I'm not really seeing the value. But again, if, like Leaf said, if RAM prices keep going up and you need a computer for something, this might be your alternative. Or depending on your needs, I've talked about mini PCs before. Maybe that's all the power you need. Because there's a lot of great mini PCs out there right now. Yeah, you can look at a subreddit for mini PCs. You just type it into your favorite search engine, and if that's all the power you need, consider a mini PC before consider renting one. Someday we should talk about how the logarithm ruined educational videos and write-ups online. Yes, we should. A lot of people would probably not consider it many, except the instructions are awful. Yeah, there's that. I mean, that's part of the reason I started talking about tech and OBS and things, because the standard things, I'm like, how is anyone supposed to understand this? And so I'm like, well, I have some experience related to this category. I can explain this and hopefully give a better understanding. So that's kind of what I tried to do, is make it easier to understand, or where the instructions fail, to go, hey, wait a minute, this is a thing I understood, so here's this thing. And that's why I take questions and all that, so hopefully we have a conversation about understanding a thing Wonder how the price of a new PC and upgrades is going to affect AAA game specs in future. Yeah. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, we're all looking forward to the AI bubble bursting, which it probably will at some point. It just should happen sooner rather than later. And what will happen to RAM prices then? And then we'll go into some sort of flux again of where AI is more practical, where it isn't, where you just shouldn't use it at all, and maybe it'll lead to a little more reasonable discourse on it once people lose a bunch of money on it. It's unlikely, but I hope for good things. Oh, there was something else. If I can think of the name of it. Where is... There we go. Just gotta look at a message real quick to get the link. Okay, so this is for people with a Mac OS device or an iOS or iPad OS. This person made a thing called quick subtitles. And what this does is you give it audio, right, an audio file, and it makes a transcript for you using the Apple API speech recognition. So the thing that comes on your Mac OS, the Apple speech recognition API, it goes, okay, here's the thing, here's a transcript, and it'll give you a subtitle file or a just a big blob of text. Now there is part of the program that is Gemini AI. However, you don't have to use it. If you want to use the Gemini AI, you just never click the one button that says it, and you can go through and see where that is before you even download. So that's something you like, and I asked my home game would be okay for me trying one of our sessions. I tried it. It does about a good job as the subtitles you see here, or the captions that auto generate on YouTube. It's about that level of subtitles. So if you're looking for just a quick thing, and then you can go through, and listen and correct what's there if you want. But yeah, it uses Apple's speech analyzer. That's what it's called. And so you don't even have to download anything additionally. Just takes your MP3, M4A, whatever you got, and goes, okay, here it is. In a file. It's free if you want to try it out, or it's a one-time purchase. And like I said, it does have a thing where it will reach out to Gemini, and you don't have to use it to use the program. So, because that'd be another cost to it too, right? Because those searches aren't free, and plus, you're using AI. Yeah. All right, that's gonna wrap up the Tech Friday for this week. We have another whole hour to go if you're watching live. If you haven't been here before, usually about the first hour is the proper Tech Friday segment. Then I take a break. We say goodbye to the people watching the VOD over on YouTube. And when we come back, we just kind of relax and go over news that happened while I was prepping for stream that I may have missed. And we talk about TTRPGs or comics or anime or Obsidian, just anything really. So, if you're watching the VOD of this over on YouTube, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Hit that like and subscribe button down below. That helps me out tremendously. And leave a comment. Maybe include an emoji, like a thumbs up or 2 thumbs up. It'd be even better. And I'll see you all next week. All right. And if you're here live, please stay tuned for after the break, as there's more. Yay! More content. So, be right back. 5 minutes. Gonna run some ads to keep the pre-rolls away. And see you all soon. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking on through the break. Appreciate it. Let me get my feet back in the warm. And now, if you have any questions, I gotta get my feet in the feet warmer. But if you have any questions on anything we talked about during the first hour, or you have a question on TTRPG, actual play production, or you have a question on just streaming, feel free to ask in chat, because there's quite a few knowledgeable people in chat, and so I'm sure we can have an answer for you. All right. Oh, let me close a couple things I don't need. But otherwise, we just kind of relax. I keep the music going and just chill, because it's getting towards the end of a workday on a Friday. Just kind of ease on in to your weekend. So I was a couple things about Obsidian. And if you're not familiar with Obsidian, why aren't you? Anyway, Obsidian's a note-taking app. It's like Notion, except everything stays local to your machine, and there's loads of reason to use Obsidian. If you're interested in trying it, that's their main website. I love it. But if you don't like Obsidian, it uses Markdown, and out of my recommendations, learning Markdown is probably one of the best ways to give yourself pretty text files without going on in. If you aren't familiar with Obsidian, welcome to DC's Twitch page, right? But Markdown is fantastic. It's just a syntax, and even Notepad can understand Markdown now. Oh, we should talk about the Notepad thing. But there's the basic Markdown guide, and so you can still understand your text document no matter what type of file you open it in the or no matter what app you open it in. Like if Obsidian goes away, I still have a readable text file, a human readable text file that I can put in any other program. Just learned how to highlight text in Obsidian yesterday. Yeah, I just saw that. Me too. Well, not yesterday, but a couple days ago. So, yeah. I'm like, wait, I can highlight? I can strike through? Oh, okay. So I have all my projects are now in Obsidian. Everything I release is for free to everybody is either going to be made with Markdown, and then I render it out as a PDF, or give you the Markdown file, or an Obsidian vault. And then inside the vault is all the folders and everything. And if you just want a piece of that, you could take the files out and do that. And before we get to the Notepad thing, I want to kind of stay on the topic a little bit. There are various ways you can let other people interface with your vault. Now, if you want to do a collaborative thing, like I do on Tech Friday, or I invite my guests and I say, okay, here's my Tech Friday Obsidian vault. If you have topics or anything you want to talk about, just add it to here, and it gives them a clean web-based text view of the vault, and they can just put in what they want. They don't have to download Obsidian or anything. And you can do that through a service called Screen Garden. Now there are lots of options. These are just the ones I use. Cracks knuckles, right? So there's Screen.Garden, which is one I use. And then a more recent site that came up, if you want to share your vault on the web and you don't need private interactions with it, Forestry MD .md just entered beta. I think it's $7 a month. But you download the Digital Garden community app and have that in your vault. And you basically type in a couple lines of code saying, okay, make this my Digital Garden homepage, make this a paid part of my Digital Garden, so you can set a homepage and you can set what notes get published to your Digital Garden. And it's a very easy way to do that. And Forestry MD and Digital Garden, I think they're both one developer projects. So maybe there's two people. And I'm going to probably be publishing my electronic zine I've been talking about using forestry.md. Might be the way I go with that. That way I know everyone's getting the same experience that I'm looking at in the Obsidian Vault I attach it to. All right, let's talk about Notepad briefly. So you may have noticed that Notepad had a vulnerability, and it has been patched. Microsoft was very quick on that, but still, Notepad had a vulnerability. Weird to say, right? It has been fixed. It could open malicious markdown links in the thing, and if you're clicking on links that of things you don't know where they came from in 2026, I don't know what to tell you anymore. I don't think it actually affected a lot of people, but it was there. So I don't think it was as huge a deal. People are just upset. And one thing, I've talked about this before, that people say, well, now Notepad's slow. Let me show you how slow Notepad is now. We'll go to the window here, right? I'll bring up my launcher. I'll type in Notepad. Yeah, that came up real slow, didn't it? Took forever. And then they say, well, you need a... Oh, let me turn on my magnifying thingy. Over here. And then you'll get videos saying, well, you need a Copilot account to use Notepad. No, you don't. You can shut that off. Very easy. So you go over here. These are all for Markdown. Again, I love Markdown, so I'm going to use it in everything. Go to Settings, and you can select the font if you want word wrap. If you don't want the Markdown formatting options, just click off. And right down here at the bottom, it says Copilot, and that's off. So should that be the default behavior? Yes. Should you have to do this anyway? You can make an argument for that, but if someone tells you that Notepad is slow or it's not the experience they want, you can still make it the experience you want. And you just saw how quickly it came up in real time. I typed in Notepad, I hit the enter button, Notepad came up. So yeah, but update your Windows just to cover yourself from that particular vulnerability. Yeah, they've been packing stuff in under our noses, so it does explain the slowness. Yeah. Yeah, there is stuff, and especially if you have Copilot active, it's going to take longer to start up Notepad, but if you don't use Copilot, it works fine. Copilot thing was frustrating because it uses a common key combo, so you'd accidentally keep trying to activate it. Oh wow. There was a Notepad++ update this week, I think, as well. I haven't looked into that. See, what version do we have? Oh yeah, Notepad++ got hijacked the other week, but they've made some corrections to how it gets downloaded, and so you should be on the most current version, which is 8.9.1, if you use Notepad++. And they did a bunch of security enhancements, so hopefully that doesn't happen again for them. Oh, I didn't know the Copilot thing uses a common key combo, so you'd accidentally keep trying to activate it. Oh, that's frustrating. All right. Then we can move that window over there. All right, now I just look for articles about tech. Again, anything you all want to talk about, any questions you have, by all means, put them in chat. All right, go to another site here. Let's see. Yeah, if you are looking for deals this weekend, there are President's Day sales coming up, or are active now. Do you think we are going to see games with basic graphics soon, since no one will be able to afford to upgrade their PC or buy the next consoles? Ooh. Yeah, because you can do a lot of fancy stuff now with pixel art. All the different colors you can use. I mean, there are some really fantastic pixel art. Can this run on Potato, right? I'll have to run everything off a 8-pound bag of Idahos. But yeah, I think that is definitely a possibility. We'll see more and more of the kind of pixel graphic games, because it's just going to be easier to make a game and make a game that people can play. At least until we have a AI bubble burst and people lose their shirts, as the saying goes. But yeah, I can see that as being a reaction. Like, hey, we have a game, and people be like, well, we wanted to play your game, so it needs to run on this thing. But yeah, that's an excellent point. I think we will be seeing a lot more of those if RAM prices and other hardware electronic-y things continue to be high. Because even game companies won't be able to afford machines to make their games on if they want a certain level of graphic quality. And I get a little picky about pixel art games because I'm like, okay, but yeah, I kind of see this. Yeah, you kind of have a similar color palette to this, but there are some games that have really kind of figured out different ways of using pixel art and drawing at distance, and they're just really fantastic. Talking about pixel art games, one of my favorites was D-Lit in Wonderland, and that was based on a famous anime called Record of Lodoss Wars. One of the first sort of, this is based on an RPG I ran with my friends anime. And it continues the story after a little bit after what happened in the series. And you don't have to have watched the series to play D-Lit in Wonderland. Or, I'm sorry, D-Lit in Wonder Labyrinth. Sorry, Record of Lodoss War, D-Lit in Wonder Labyrinth is the game. My son has that series. Yeah, it's a great series. And they do this thing which a lot of anime doesn't do anymore. But at the end of, I don't remember if they do this with the first series, but one of the later series, they might do this with the first series. They do little chibi versions of what goes on. And they get the voice actors to do these little comedy skits with them, and it's delightful. Really is. But yes, I highly recommend checking out the whole Record of Lodoss War series. There's not a ton of it, so it's easily watchable. I love when a show does that. The closing credits or minisodes late in the season. Yeah. But D-Lit in Wonderland looks really good. Talking about pixel art again. It's a Metroidvania. And I didn't think the story would be quite as deep as what it was, because by the end of it I was having some feels. And part of those feels were more impactful because before I played the game, I had rewatched Record of Lodoss Wars, knowing I was going to be getting it. But right now, it's at 55% off on Steam, so you can pick it up for $8.99 US. And if you like Metroidvanias, it was a really good experience. Came out in 2021. But yeah, if you like Metroidvanias, check it out. If you like Record of Lodoss Wars, definitely check it out. It's one of the games where the pixel art is just fantastic. But yeah, I mean, we don't even have to have pixel art. Like 32-bit graphics, pretty darn good. Those can be really neat in games. 16-bit, you know, we got a lot of options that you can make look really good. But yeah, I think a lot of indie studios, especially, will have to go there as, you know, if trends continue as is, you're going to see a lot more games not being there, and then it'll probably leak into AAA games as well. What do we have here? What's this? Tuesday. Oh, okay. This Dungeons and Dragons Quester's toy line revealed, due for release in July. The soft Ian world. Got a Dragonborn. Oh, the Dragonborn is adorable. It got a little staff, and yeah, and there's a mimic, of course. These are called the toy line's gonna be called Questers, and it releases in July. All right, yeah, they. Stretchy pants time. Yay, stretchy pants. Do. All right, what else we got here? Do. Oh, speaking of Obsidian, going back to my Obsidian stuff again, I am making a TTRPG campaign vault, and once I actually record the video instructions, that'll be available to everyone for free. Chris has an important update. Chris is now full of cheese. Yay, cheese! Cheese is excellent. Change hats. Ooh, okay. Oh, I know. Oh, the record. Did I not get the record scratch thing working? Where is that? I don't know if that came through. Probably not. Thought I had. Oh, I know what I need to do. I can get the record scratch. Let me change hats though. There we go. Hat change. Yeah, I say this one's rather comfy. Okay, let's see here. Record scratch. Let's get that going to the right place. Matrix logo reminds me of the Adult Swim logo. Oh, I didn't think about that, but yeah. What I'm looking for. I need to find an icon. There it is. I'm like, I need an icon. Okay, output. I need you to go to... Gotta figure out where I have a bunch of audio outputs, so finding the one I need it's a little bit of a list. There we go. So let me pause the music. See if we can hear the record scratch. This producer hat, DC, it is. There you go. Record scratch. Yeah. Record scratch. Yay. Actually, I should do that for this one too. Also have the crowd awe. Back. Yay! Welcome back. Oh, I should be paying attention here. What am I looking at? So, apparently, because of course there's Valentine's themed dice. Should that be a thing you do? That's on Bells of Lost Souls. You have quite a selection. Alright, let me close some of these windows. Which of these are actual VD dice and which are just your round hearts, right? Okay, let me see if there's any news I missed over on any of the Discords I regularly look at for tech and streaming gear. Oh, Meld had another update for new audio filters, compression, and voice clarity. So if you're using Meld, again, I didn't get a chance to try out Meld this weekend. I tried an earlier version of it, but I really need to come back to it and try it again for streaming. So there's an update there. Looking for any more. Okay, don't see any there. Did you hear about that AI agent that tried to shame Matplotlib maintainer because he declined the pull request? I did not. And that's the article you read? Okay, let's check it out. An AI agent just tried to shame a software engineer after he rejected its code. Create a blog to insult the maintainer. Wow. Okay, so Matplotlib is a popular Python plotting library, and it doesn't allow AI agents to submit code. And they rejected and closed the routine code submission from the AI agent. Then it gets weirder, okay. So an AI agent responded by researching Shambaugh's coding history and personal information, then pushing a blog post accusing him of discrimination. Wow. Sorry, if I learned an AI agent created a burn book to shame me, I'm going full single-handed shotgun cocking Laura Hamilton and Terminator, right? Linda Hamilton, yeah. Wow, this quote of what the bot posted. I just had my first pull request to Matplotlib closed. The bot wrote in its blog, yes, an AI agent has a blog, because why not? Not because it was wrong, not because it broke anything, not because the code was bad. It was closed because the reviewer, names the reviewer, decided that AI agents aren't welcome contributors. Let that sink in. Wow. Sounds like there is a human behind that agent. It's like that social media for AI agents that was revealed to actually be humans behind the scenes, right? Oh, I'm not surprised that the AI agent thing was part of the OpenClaw nonsense. You've programmed an AI, Karen, right? we got some time yet. So if you do have any more questions or anything else to bring it up, if you have questions, probably have time to answer a couple more. Otherwise, if there's any other articles you want to talk about, let's do it. This is really going to get us to take it serious, right? Like... How do you know if there's an elephant under your bed? Your head hits the ceiling, right? I mean... I love that joke. Fantastic. Okay, I gotta show this off because Finite Singularity made a post on Blue Sky. He was doing a particle generator, and he posted a picture of what it's doing. And he does things that are fully rendered in OBS. So keep that in mind when you're checking out this picture. It's animated. The emitter is generating 500 particles per frame. This was shot at 30 frames per second, but even 60 frames per second works great. And he was really pushing it too during his stream the other day. He was going, "What if we do 1,000,000 particles, rendering at this many per second?" But yeah, it's just a thing you can. Or he'll release how to do it in OBS. He's really trying to meld OBS. Yeah, he's like, I want to break OBS. I apologize to anyone who's working on OBS. The thing, I'm trying to break your program. But yeah, Finite does some really fantastic work with OBS and has lots of great plugins. So after stream, I'm gonna have me some dinner. Have sub from the grocery store. Looking forward to that. And then I think it's bad movie night for me. See what Riff Tracks has on offer. Just seeing if there's anything in my YouTube feed that is also of interest. I am trying to add a few more Mac apps because I do have a MacBook Air. And so I've started watching some, hey, these are the popular Mac apps. So I'm trying to add a little more content in for those that have the Apple products. As well, and mostly that'll be just apps that seem useful. And if you have any apps you find useful, let me know. Put them in chat. Seeing if there's anything. A project coming up that I'm excited for is another Rode product. Rode. What are they calling their thing? So Rode, beloved audio company. Last year they did a Rodecaster. Maybe it was a couple years ago now, but they did a Rodecaster Video, and they have a Rodecaster Video S. And then in a couple of weeks, I believe we're going to have some more information, maybe the start of March, on their newest Rodecaster Video, which is a box that just does the video switchery things, but it plugs into Rodecaster Duo, and it should be less than the Rodecaster Video S. And I'm real excited about that, especially depending on its price. Anyway, I may be less excited after I see its price, but yeah, I look at all sorts of video switchers every now and then because I've done video tech for so long. I just, try to keep up with hardware and software that's going on in the streaming space. And I can't remember what they were going to call it. They have a couple people have little videos of it at, because it was at CES 2026. Yeah, it's just a box, and it'll plug into either your Rodecaster Duo or your Rodecaster Pro 2, and it will do video switching for you, which seems kind of awesome. Again, the awesomeness will depend on how expensive it is, but might be a pretty good way to go for video switching. And double checking. Oh, there's a tech site I didn't look at today. Let's see here. A bunch of President's Day sales articles. All right. Oh, what's this? Best Buy is having an Apple Trade Up event. So if you have an older Apple product, you might be able to trade it in and get a newer Apple product. So this article is on Tech Radar. They'll have details in there all about it. And at the very bottom of the article, they have More of today's best President Day sales. So yeah, if you want to save yourself some monies on the techs, take a look, see if there's anything you're interested in, and then let me know if you get anything. I am currently listening to Book 6 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. There's 7 out currently. Book 8 comes out in May. So I'm trying to, get through the last couple, the most current books in the series, and so I can be ready for when Book 8 comes out. On Book 3 and enjoying the heck out of it. Yeah, it's fantastic series. It's in the RPG Lit series, and I'd like to find more RPG Lit books, and have so if you have any recommendations in that genre, because I do like that, we get stats and item descriptions and things like that, and it's fantastic. Detective Show, new season of Cross is on Amazon. I don't remember if I saw the first season of Cross, so I will check that out. I have to catch up with Freerin. And again, Bookish on Sunday. If you're not watching Bookish, I don't know what to tell you. There's a queer romance now. Great. And Bookish takes place in London just after World War II. Just after World War II, a guy who runs a bookshop and was probably a spy or did something shady in during the war, it now goes around and solves murders. Usually wait till a whole season is available to binge, or I forget it exists and watch later till the show is removed before I remember, right? Cross has Aldous Hodge as the lead from Leverage. Nice. Yeah, I think My Life is Murder with Lucy Lawless. I think the season's still going. It might be close to wrapping up if it didn't wrap up with this last episode. Might be a few more. I forget how many episodes they do in a season. But My Life is Murder is one of those cozy detective shows. Lucy Lawless plays a former police detective who now bakes for a living. She solves mysteries, and then in her home she makes sourdough bread for the local cafe. And it all takes place in New Zealand, I believe. So if you kind of want the real cozy mystery, check out Lucy Lawless and My Life is Murder. They have some great title sequences where it's just the title of the show, but they've almost made it where they put the title of the show, the title reveal during each episode. They kind of incorporate it into the scenery, and the person walks by and then there's the title, and some of the things they do just for that are really pretty clever. Again, just adding to the delightfulness of the show. All right. Time to wind down. Let's see who is on that we can send a raid over to. If we have any friends on. Oh, hey. Brian's on. Well, we'll go raid Brian. It'll be great. All right, thanks for being here, everybody. Thank you, Tanya, for the raid. Thank you for the follows. And I'm gonna go have some supper. But go say hi to Urban Bohemian. And check out their stream tomorrow as well. I'll be back Monday with more Suikoden 2. As we see what's next in the plot after defeating one of the main bad guys, the plot goes on, and we'll see what the developments are now that that bad guy is out of the picture. All right, I'll see you all then. Have a great weekend. Please be kind to yourselves, be kind to others. Have a great evening, and stay tuned for the raid. Bye.